Go for hockey. What a weekend. So many doubters out there basically writing the team off. Fire Bob Motzko. This team is horrible. Worst Gopher team we've ever seen assembled. Let's all just calm down, because this team is absolutely still a fucking team. What a great weekend. Very unfortunate to not get the sweep, because they had control. I'm going to say minimum 4 periods of this weekend. Had some pretty unfortunate mistakes that led to 2 goals on Saturday. Hey, we get the split. Still, taking a split against number 5 in the country, you take it every time. I kind of want you to talk real quick, Z, before we even talk about McKenna, just the nature of Penn State. In the post-game availability on Saturday, Tanner Ludke, who I can't wait to have that guy on the podcast. That kid can freaking talk, even though he is like unwilling to do any of the live like availability. Like if you pull him aside in between periods, he's like, no, I will not do that. And then you hear him in the post game. It's like, why not? Because you're the most well-spoken of like anyone on this team. But he just talked about the chaos of Penn State. He's like, I don't even say this as an insult. Like, I hope you guys don't take it that way, but they're very unstructured, and that makes them very unpredictable. And they do a very good job at playing that unstructured game. And at times it seems chaotic. It seems like they don't know what's going on, but they do. And they make it work. And that can be hard for us to game plan and defend against properly. Like, do you see the same thing there? Or like, what is the actual game plan for Penn State coming into each weekend?
It's actually really funny that like Lukey says that, because so I was like going back and watching some of like the games throughout the season, and then I was listening to Cam Robinson and Chris Peters talk about, they were actually comparing Michigan State and Penn State, specifically like what McKenna's doing at Penn State versus like Porter Martone, Michigan State. Obviously Martone's a year older, but whatever. And they said the same thing actually, that like Michigan State is a very structured team. Everyone has a role. Like even a guy like Caden Lindstrom is like playing significantly fewer minutes than he would normally be playing. And like Porter Martone, he has all the talent in the world, but they have to play a certain way. If you don't play the way that Nightingale tells you to play, like you're not going to, and like someone will take that spot. And all the guys love it there. Then you talk about like the strength and conditioning side of it, which they've got one of the best in the country, and it's like very regimented pretty much day in, day out. It is like structured on and off the ice. And then Penn State, I mean, we saw what they did bringing in all the kids from the CHL just this past year. I mean, the roster size going into the year was just like, holy shit, like what are we doing here? And it is pretty much like a free form. It's not like the most structured. Obviously, they have a game plan, which is pretty much like go out and let their like top guys just like rip it up. And I think you see that a lot of nights where it's like you see a ton of individual moments. You see it like McKenna, we obviously want more as far as just like taking over games, but like he doesn't look super engaged. This is what we're talking about when we get to the draft, but like it's the engagement stuff, play away from the puck. And it's like he hasn't really had that game outside of like that first weekend where he's just like, oh, this is the McKenna show. But it's really kind of like just like riverboat gambling style hockey. Like it is really just north south, like let the individual skills shine. And like so it makes so again, it's actually funny that Luke even said that, but that's what like Robinson and Peters were talking about. It's like it's not a ton of structure. It's pretty much like let the players play, which on one hand, I'm sure the players like have fun doing that. At the same time, like if you want to win games, you want to win. You're not going to win a national championship doing that. But so yeah, no, I think it makes total sense.
To that note, though, your boy Jackson Smith. Mm-hmm. So there are people who will refer to players as being a 200-foot player, which means that they are like awesome offensively and defensively. I'm gonna just like throw that out and say Jackson Smith is the only 200-foot player, and it's not even in that connotation. It's literally because he is going end wall to end wall nonstop. Like he is full on rover. The skill is absolutely there. He's looking to hip check everything that moves, but if you came into this game knowing nothing about their roster and you could not see what position someone played and you didn't get to see where people lined off on faceoffs, you would not be able to tell me what position he played. No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in Jackson Smith too. It's like actually that style just in general also kind of like lends itself like the lack of structure thing too, where it's just like he's just like he's a 6'3", 6'4" defenseman who is just a legitimately elite skater, and he can fly up and down the ice. There's a ton of like little things defensively where like he's just going to be out of position, just the nature of the way he plays. I mean, he's looking to engage physically though, and if he gets you, it's going to be a big hit because he's fucking huge. And he's moving 1,000 miles an hour. And I mean, the offensive skill, the way he can shoot a puck, like the hands, some of the passes he makes. But like, you're right. He is just like he's another player. It's like he's never standing still. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him straight legged ever. Like, he is just like flying, just wants a million puck touches, full engagement. And it's just like high motor hockey, which like we talked about with like the combination of like David Hutt and Denton Matejchuk. We're gonna somehow loop this back to that D pair and Moose Show back in the day. But it's like that. He's like legitimately like a rover. But I mean, again, it's hard to watch any game that Jackson Smith plays in and like to come away without noticing him, just because he is going to be on the puck. He's going to get a million puck touches. He is flying up and down the ice, creating offense. And again, like some of the little things, like he's going to have to like to get to the NHL and be a top 4 D-man, he's going to have to like kind of figure out that B game or whatever, or like just play more like translatable hockey, transferable defensive play. But I mean, so exciting to watch. Very fun. Again, was one of my favorites last year.
For sure.
I mean, again, you see those flashes of like high end skill and just like the skating ability when you're that size. It's just going to put you a leg up on a lot of people.
For sure. And so going to the series as a whole, I pointed this out to someone in the press box, but basically we'll never get confirmation. There'll never be proof, but I'm convinced that this was the Bob Motzko Bowl. Penn State has, 8 or 9 Canadians on the team? This was Bob coming in and saying, oh, people are whining and pissed off that I don't have any CHL guys. Maybe I don't need those. And they looked fucking good doing it too, man. Again, outside of, I'd call it a 1-period lapse, Gophers owned a majority of this series, and it was good to see them do it in a very physical environment too. Like there was no shortage of physicality, and I'm sorry, Van Olm, you're probably a decent human, but definitely came across weird in this series, and getting your wheels beaten off by L.J. Mooney is not an awesome look. But I freaking love L.J. God damn it. Dude.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say wax poetic about L.J. Mooney's fucking 2 games. So our group chat on Discord for Smart Scouting was going. I was like just seeing notifications go ping, 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 and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" It was just like someone just goes, "The L.J. Mooney show, motherfucker!" I was just like, "Yeah, fucking going nuts." I think we all sent like 11 different videos just of him, like different plays in our Discord group chat. We were like, there he is. I mean, like he's been making these plays pretty much all season, like the flashes you see him, but like this weekend specifically, and again the fact that he ends up was it Saturday? Was it Friday or Saturday?
Friday was the brawl at the end.
Yeah, I mean the fact he ends up with 2 assists this weekend, also tax on 17 pims. Love that. We love that. But I mean, he was just generating chance after chance. Like some of the cycles in the offensive zone where he was just like, "Yeah, just give me the puck back. Like I'll give it to you for a second, give it right back." Like just give and go hockey. He was just like throwing. He was dishing backdoor. He is just electric when he's going.
That feed to Ludke on Saturday, beautiful.
Incredible pass. Oh my god, he is so fun. When he is healthy and he's going and he is just feeling himself, it's like, oh, he's the best player in the world. He's like flying up and down the ice.
Has there been a better Gopher forward this season?
No.
And I say that being at the forefront of the Brody Zemer support group.
Mm-hmm.
L.J. Mooney has been on another level.
Yeah.
And I love every bit of it, and I'm really, really keeping the fingers crossed that he sticks around for 3 or 4 years, because that would just be awesome.
Oh, I think he'll be there for, I would say, at least 3.
That you'd think, right?
Yeah, you'd think. Who knows?
I don't know, dude. When you look at the Montreal Canadiens, they're definitely not afraid to bring in shorter guys.
Yeah. God.
But the other guy, though,
I was going to ask you about Beckett Hendrickson, though. I see again, elevated minutes this year compared to last year, but he's making plays too. I think he's up there in like top 5 in team scoring. Maybe not after this weekend, but
yeah, he's a guy for me that more often than not, like he's not going to stand out. Like you talked about Jackson Smith, right? You can't not notice him. Beckett Hendrickson is a guy that a lot of the time you're not necessarily going to notice, but that's not a bad thing with the way he plays. The chances are coming. You can tell there were times earlier in the year where he's gripping the stick a little bit tighter. I do think he's playing looser and things are going well. And I mean, the Lions have been thrown in the blender so many times. Like at this point, the guys are just going out there and playing. I think that he's one of the guys that you're going to see the second half bump, right? We're going to get through World Juniors, come back in January, and he's a guy that I think is going to be ready to take another step. There are some guys on this roster that I'm confused by. Like the ones that I'll say flipped completely for me. I wasn't down by any means on Mason Moe, but holy shit, has he shown me a lot more than I expected to see this early from him in his freshman year. And on the flip side, if there was one freshman coming in, besides LJ, of course, that I was like expecting to see things from and kind of excited about, it was Javon Moore. And that's a guy that it's gonna come. You see the raw tools. It has not come yet. Like the amount of times that he's got a guy lined up on the train tracks and then just no. Like it's straight up Mystery Alaska. Like, am I a big guy, Tree? Yeah, Johnny. No, I'm not. You're a big guy. You're a big guy, Tree. Like I don't think he realizes how big he is compared to these other guys. He seems like he's got Bambi legs a little bit out there. I think it's going to come around though. I don't know if he's like a Beckett Hendrickson where he sees it on the back half of this year. I think he's more of a sophomore year bump kind of guy, especially if he hits the weights hard this offseason. But those are the two that I kind of saw flip for me, where like, again, Mason Moe has beyond impressed me so far compared to what my expectations were coming in. And your boy, our boy, but like you talk about him way more than me, Leo Gruba. He's been doing the thing.
I love this man. Watching him just disintegrate people is always fun.
Until Stramel visits.
Listen, it's fine. He's just, I don't know. There's just something about those defensemen. It's just like, it's always funny too. And I like go back and I look at the roster ever. I'm like, wait, 6'2"? Like if you told me it was 6'6", I'd be like, yeah, maybe 6'7".
Not on the same team as Rombach.
Right. Then you have Rombach. All right, never mind. Maybe it's 6'2".
Did you see the promo for this weekend, by the way, that they had on social media?
No.
So on Friday night, it was the whiteout, where like everyone was supposed to show up just wearing white, and they had like towels for everybody to wave around. And the promo they shot from the bench was Rombach and Mooney telling everyone that they need to come and explaining the towels. And I love that they leaned into that. I love that that's going to be a thing. And immediately my comment on the Instagram post was, I just can't wait until they merge together to form one mega person.
Yeah.
Those two together though is it's not ever going to be unfunny.
Yeah.
So both of them though, let's talk about it. Do you think one, both, neither make the World Junior roster?
It might be a neither, honestly.
I don't like that.
I don't know. Whenever I look, I just try to like map out. It's like it's a weird thing where if like you told me neither or they both, they're like, I can see that.
I mean, if Rombach makes it, he's going to be making it as like a 7 or 8 D more than likely. I understand that. I'm going to be pretty disappointed if LJ is not there. I'm going to be pretty disappointed. And that's like taking the maroon and gold glasses off. Like, he is more talented than a majority of the guys available. And if you want to talk about the size, fine, whatever. He does not play to his size. Like, he's got more fuck you in his game than most guys, except for, of course, ironically, Brody Zemer, who has the most fuck you in his game. I'm going to be very bummed if he's left off.
Yeah, I mean, and like when you just watch it, just some of the plays he's making, it's just, you try to map it, like, well, what exactly are they going to, I mean, also, I mean, it helps ideally that Motzko's there. Obviously he likes him.
It's the playmaking, it's the way he sees the ice, but it's the skating too. Like, he's just dynamic in every aspect. And he's shown too, he can play center if needed. And what's the one thing that's lacked? Centers.
Right.
Like, aside from Hagens, you can't confidently tell me who any of the other quote unquote centers on the team will be. You can tell me a couple guys that'll be on the team. You can't tell me whether they're going to be a center or a wing.
Right.
Like now, if you ask the guys for the Athletic, they're all saying that the 2C, well, sorry, all except for Pronman are saying that the 2C is going to be Horkoff.
Right.
And Pronman's like, oh, the guy who hasn't played center at all this year and hasn't since like the beginning of last year. Oh, okay, sure.
Like, yes. Yes.
Like, so that's just to further prove, like, there are spots he can fit somewhere in that middle six, and there's no way that he's a hindrance to the team.
Yeah, I mean, if it's up to me, I'm taking him. I just think they should take him. I wouldn't be totally shocked if they didn't again. And like, it is weird too, just looking at like what this like USA back end's gonna look like too. Is like, if you want to like look at like if Rombach's gonna make it again, if he does, he'd probably be that 7-8 guy.
Right.
But it's just like, I mean, Team USA up in the lineup is just gonna be a very confusing team. I also would pay insane. I would come to the World Juniors if we had like some forward line where it was like Riker Lee, L.J. Mooney,
Will Horkoff,
and Horkoff. Horkoff just like, I'm gonna disintegrate anyone that moves and clear space for you guys. You guys just play pass. You guys just keep giving
that
goes.
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah. So I mean, just given the way that he's played this year, like just the high end plays that he makes. When you look at like what this forward group for Team USA is gonna look like and how they're gonna probably have to win games, he gives you like that more raw talent and playmaking ability that like is pretty outside of like that first line and some of the second line. You're not really confident in with like Team USA that they're gonna bring a whole lot of that, and like he just gives you that spark. So I would like to see it, and if he makes it, it's more than justified. That's for sure. And if I was them, I'd fucking bring him.
All right, so 2 things to wrap here then. It's not the way college hockey works, and it's not a fair way to view it, but based on this weekend, like, where would you place the Gophers based on what they showed you? Like, are they top 5, top 10, top 15? Do they fall somewhere in the middle? Like, what kind of talent are we talking about if you ignore obviously what's already happened, which the schedule is just insane. Yeah. The amount of top 10 teams that they are playing before Christmas is wild. Oh, wait, they're going to go play what are they, number 4 right now? Denver, which if you asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have said the Gophers were going to be better than Denver, and not because Gophers were a wagon, but because Denver was losing a lot. So how do you view the Gophers as a talent, as a roster?
I'd probably put them top 15, closer to 10.
I think 10 to 12 range is fair.
Yeah, I think probably somewhere in there. Like, If I had to, I'd probably put it at 12. 12, yeah, in there. It is insane. The guy again, like, and their schedule just doesn't get easier. Like you just said, they get Denver coming up now. But like, you just look at every team they played at the beginning of the year. It's like, what were they fucking supposed to do? Like, I mean, it was insane. And I mean, of course, right in the middle of that, the fucking LIU weekend was just like
that was the killer.
Yeah.
Which deserved. Like they did not deserve to win that first night. They got what they asked for, and it's going to stick with them all year, and it could end up being a sticking point that flirts with keeping him out of the postseason. That would be a huge disappointment, but all you can do now is play the schedule moving forward, and there's plenty of opportunities to prove your point with the teams that they're still going to play. To that, then, what have you seen, at least with whatever amount of watching you've done? What is this Denver team this year that does not have Davis, that does not have their top scorer on in the forward position, and does not have one Z William?
I mean, just surprisingly solid up and down the lineup. Goaltending is obviously more than hanging in there. They had a weird weekend where they kicked the ever-living dog shit out of Arizona State on Friday 7-1, and then on Saturday they lose 3-2 in overtime. But I mean, just like, I'm just gonna pull up their team points here. Like, you've got 6 guys over 10 points or more, and then a bunch with like 9 and 8. Like, they're getting more balanced scoring than they usually are. Like, Eric Polkamp's been fucking incredible for them. Again, like, Rieger Lorenz, our boy, 10 points in 14 games. And like, when you look at them, like, put out the lines before games, like, sometimes he's like 4th line left wing. Sometimes he's 3rd line right wing. Sometimes he's 2nd line right wing. He's all over the lineup and like playing crazy minutes. I think he's probably averaging close to 22, 23 minutes a night. Which again, it's college hockey, but for a forward, that's still a good amount. But they're just like, again, I think I said this last week. If anyone was wondering, is like how good of a coach is Carl, you're just getting more evidence where it's just like they lost a ton of guys. They bring in a couple. They bring in maybe a few CHL guys, maybe not that many. I don't think off the top of my head.
I only know one off the top of my head.
I think it's like Epperson, who's been okay. I think he's at like 5 or 6 points in 14 games or whatever it is. But I mean, they're just getting the job done. And like they've had like 1 or 2 like bad losses, but then they've like just kicked the shit out of some teams like BC. Again, like they just smashed Arizona State. Pull up their schedule again. So they're 9-4-1 now. But yeah, they killed BC. They swept Western Michigan, sweep Colorado College, and obviously this Arizona State on Friday. They just absolutely destroyed them, and then 3-2 loss against them in overtime on Saturday. But they're just like, they're playing really just solid foundational like hockey, but then you also just have like the flashes of like that, like they can make you look stupid. Like some of these players who are playing like further down the lineup, they still have tons of skill, and they're just like getting the job done. So they're very, very impressive considering the amount of losses. Also, like just the goaltending in general is like more than holding up. So very impressive, just team game. And again, like we compared to Penn State, like tons of structure with Denver, but like again, like you just see the flashes of that super high end offense in flashes. And I mean, you cannot put them on the power play. Like you just like it's the death sentence.
Yay.
So we'll see what happens with was it Saturday they play Minnesota in
Saturday.
Denver? That'll be an interesting one.
It will be interesting. That's for sure.
Am I just not reading this? Like, I'm looking at the pairwise right now.
Well, there is no pairwise.
Oh, right. I forgot about
NPI, dude.
Yeah, it's
which is so different. It's probably not different at all.
I was gonna say I just don't see. Am I blind? So Minnesota doesn't even get votes.
Oh well, are you checking? I didn't even look at USCHO today.
That's what I'm on right now.
Shit. I'm a little surprised by like no votes.
Again, I did this like
Holy
2
shit,
weeks.
No votes, really?
That's crazy to me.
That
like
bothers-
BU's
Arizona State got 1 vote.
they've won like no games.
That's
Like
that's disrespectful.